Colossians chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Ha Ma Shayach, Yahweh, giving thanks to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, by Ha Ma Shayach, Yahweh. Name we pray. All praise to the Most High. Everything we do is in word and in deed. You can't get around that. It is what it is. Today's topic is called the determination of Joshua. Joshua, y'all know who Joshua was. He was in the Old Testament. He was the confidant and the assistant of Moses. He's one of my favorites because of his diligence. Now, we don't talk about him enough, but it's funny how we have our Savior. His name is also Joshua, which we call Yahweh Shai. Some call Yahweh Shua. It's the same name, and we tend to speak on this every time we go to and fro. We say Yahweh Shai. But Joshua, in the beginning, which was with Moses, this man had an excellent spirit. Joshua 24, verse 15. It reads, and if it seem evil unto you to serve the Most High, because some people think it's evil to serve the Most High, right? Choose you this day whom you will serve. Who else you going to serve if you ain't serving the Most High? Whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, talking about those who were in Egypt, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell, because we went into the land of the Amorites. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Most High. And this is Joshua. He's saying it doesn't matter what happens. In this house, we're going to serve the Most High. And that's how you should be towards anything coming against you. Nothing should deter you from following the truth. There's no man, no woman out there that should be able to deter you from the truth, no matter what. Stay firm to what you've already learned, because there will be individuals who will come and go and try to stir the pot to get you to fall off. Okay? Now, you can look at it as being a form of Satan tactics, but also you have to look at it. Sometimes the Most High is trying to get people to fall away, those who are halfway in His truth. There's a lot of people who are halfway in the truth. And when they hear or search for doctrines, they have itching ears. Recently, there was a brother that came on the YouTube that was talking about that you can eat ham. I don't know if any of y'all know about that. But that's just a setup for y'all to fall. Those of you who are halfway in the truth, you hear that right away, and then you start going back to your old ways because of what somebody said. That means that you really wasn't in the truth. If you're confused on that point, that you can eat whatever you want, as long as you say Yahweh Yahweh Shai, then you're sadly mistaken and you're wrong on your thought process. Because the scriptures have already told you that we have a Levitical law. And the Levitical law states what we are supposed to eat and what we are not supposed to eat as a holy people. He calls us a holy people in Exodus chapter 19. Then he calls us a holy people in Hebrews. So those holy people are still going to follow the holy laws, which are the dietary laws, the moral laws, the ceremonial laws, sacrificial and the judgmental laws. They're still going to remain holy. Let's go to Exodus 19:2. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord, the Most High, the Adonai, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to serve the Most High. The Most High is His name. You know, some of our people still in Christianity, they say Lord. In the truth, you should wisen up and know that God and Lord, they put that in there so you could go off. So you don't speak His name. You know, in parts of Jerusalem today, they say Hashem, Hashem. Hashem doesn't mean the Most High. Hashem just means the name. They up here themselves, not Nahu, they put Hebrew names inside their names. Yahoo. but they won't say the name of the Most High, but they sit there and put it in their name. So you have to have some good understanding on what we're saying. We're calling the name of the Most High because we are the children of Israel. They can't call the name of the Most High because they are not the children of Israel. That's why they say Hashem. Christianity, they say Lord. They say God. But us being the children of light, knowing that we're the 12 tribes of Israel, we're going to say the Most High's name when we are teaching his word. So you can get some understanding. We're going to say the Most High. We're going to say El Shaddai. El Shaddai means the God of terror, the power of terror. And that's what our enemies call our Father, the power of terror. But we know his name. His name is Yah. We are the children of Yah, Yahweh. We are Yasharallah. Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Okay? This is what he's telling us. We're going to be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. That's why when Yahushua said in Revelation 1 and 6, he's coming to make us what? Kings and priests. We're going to be called a holy people. It says, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. He didn't say everybody. We are the children of Israel. We are a holy people. Okay, let's go to Peter's. 1 Peter chapter 2 and 9. So if he said it in the Old Testament, he's going to regurgitate it in the New Testament, and he's not doing it following some crazy doctrine. He's doing it because it's written in the law. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9, and it reads, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You see that? So for him to call us out of darkness, that means that we were lost, just like Hosea 4 and 6 says, my people are lost by lack of knowledge. The knowledge is what we forgot. So if you get this knowledge and you realize that you're part of the 12 tribes of Israel, you're a holy people, then you know we have holy laws to keep, like the dietary law. There's no reason or no one should be able to come and say, hey, you know what? Christ said it's okay. We can eat whatever we want to eat. That's not a Pharisee doctrine. And there were good Pharisees and there were bad Pharisees. Some people today, they think that there was only bad Pharisees. There was a good Pharisee in John chapter 3, Nicodemus. So we had good Pharisees and bad Pharisees. Paul was a good Pharisee. He once was a bad Pharisee. Paul knew the royal line of the 12 tribes of Israel. He knew that we were a holy people. He didn't have to go and tell us every 5 minutes what to eat and what not to eat. We already have it in the Torah. We just go back to the Torah and review and study this book day and night to get the understanding of what's in the Old Testament. So a lot of our people today have reprobate minds who are halfway in the truth. So when someone comes around with some crazy doctrine and say certain names like Yahushua, Yahshua, or Ahaya, and they speak the wrong words according to the law and get you to fall based on your ignorance, then it's on you. That's why me and my house, we're going to follow the ways of the Most High, like Joshua. You got to follow the ways of the Most High. Let's go back to Joshua 24 and 15. Be careful on having itching ears to hear every doctrine that comes your way. Everybody don't study the word. Some people are out for views on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Some people are just out for views. They got to put up a number of videos every week so they can get paid. They don't care about you. All they care about is putting money in their pockets. We need sincere people to teach the truth. And once you find somebody who is sincere and is not in it for filthy lucre, you should stand fast on the sincerity of it and go to the scriptures to find out what is being spoken of is true. Joshua chapter 24, verse 15 again. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Most High. We're going to serve the Most High. And Joshua was living during peculiar days. The children of Israel had just left Egypt. Let's go to Psalms chapter 37. The Most High is going to wash away the old and bring forth the new. And everything that we knew of the old ways of this world are going to be gone. We're going to learn the new, which is the Most High's ways. Psalms 37 and 5. Psalms 37 and 5. Commit thy way unto the Most High. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. You have to believe. That's the number uno thought process. You got to believe. You learn how to say when you're a baby, dad, dad, mama, and you see reactions. You see things happen as a baby. Babies can tell by saying certain words, boom, things happen. If they cry and people are throwing things to them, they know to cry all the time. Okay, but when you start speaking words, they know that they can get things their way. We have to be the same way with the Most High. We have to speak right things. Can't just cry all the time. You got to speak right things. If it's hot, you say it's hot in here. You know, some babies, that's their first words. It's hot. Because they hear everybody else say it's hot in the summertime. So we have to learn the words of the Most High, right? Joshua, the reason why I chose this topic again is Joshua's, man, this was a tough individual. Joshua was the son of Nun from the tribe of Ephraim. Some have called him, like I said, Yeshua. Some have even called him Hosea, because Hosea also means save. But Joshua, in the English, he was the successor and the leader of the Israelites in the book of Joshua. Okay? Joshua was a very faithful man, and this is what we have to market ourselves to be like Joshua. He was a stone cutter from Egypt. You know what a stone cutter is? They didn't have the machines and things that we have today to cut stone. He used his bare hands, so he had a strong grip. This man would bring somebody down to their feet because how strong his arms and his hands were, being a stone cutter. You see all those pyramids and things in Egypt? Well, Joshua was up there like a window cleaner, putting stones where they needed to go, way up high. That was Joshua. He was what they call today a stone mason. This is what he did. So he made an excellent soldier, and Moses utilized Joshua to the fullest. Let's go to Exodus chapter 17. So you definitely weren't going to beat him in an arm wrestle match. All right. His hands would probably break your hands because of all the stones that he was always picking up. Exodus chapter 17, and let's go to verse 7. Just a little backdrop on what Joshua was like. And it reads here, and he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Most High, saying, is the Most High among us or not? Then came Amalek. We all know who Amalek is, right? This is the grandchild of Esau, Amalek. Okay? Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. We always fighting Esau. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. What's crazy, I was watching this Bible show on TV not too long ago. They got a new movie out. You have to pay for it in order to watch it, but I was able to watch it because the first episode is free, just to get you to buy into it and then buy it. So the first thing I noticed in there was Saul went against the Amaleks. Guess what color you think they made Amalek? Saul is an Edomite. What color do you think they made Amalek? They made Amalek black. This is letting me know that we are getting to Esau. He turned around and made all the Amalekites black, while Saul was white. Esau has the power of persuasion through movies and videos, and he's trying to change the narrative before we can get the people, explaining to them who this man Amalek and Esau is. This is something they always do. They like to reverse the narrative, and that's what they did with this movie. But nevertheless, let's go back to verse 9. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of the Most High in my hand. This is Moses. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. Imagine that. Moses standing on top of a hill holding up a staff. Every time he hold up a staff, we winning. You see cats go down when Moses is lifting up his right arm. As soon as his hands get tired, they drop down, we start losing. Imagine that. I mean, that's just a trick bag right there. The Most High, even on the battlefield, is still toying with Israel. Keep your arm up, and you're going to win. As soon as you drop it, you lose. Even on the battlefield. Verse 12, but Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So two men was holding up Moses' arm just so we could win. I mean, that's like, I mean, a lot of y'all remember back in the day when we had black and white TVs and the airplanes used to fly over and mess up the TV show, and your elders used to be like, hey, hold that antenna a certain way. And if you got the picture, the view perfectly, they'd be like, man, just stand there right there. Just stand right there because of the fear of you getting a whipping or something. You would still stand there holding the antenna, tired, holding the antenna so they could watch TV. Well, this is the same thing that went on back then, except it wasn't an antenna. It was Moses holding up his right arm, right? There are two men holding it up for him. Verse 13, and Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Most High said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Yahshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nisi. So Joshua was that warrior that stood the test of time for the Most High. Joshua was the son of Nun. He was a very faithful man. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 26. And it reads, notwithstanding, you would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Most High your power. And ye murmured in your tents and said, because the Most High hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt, to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us, which were Africans. Verse 28, whether shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying the people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. This is what we have to learn, not to be afraid of things. You know, they have us in line like officers have inmates in line in prison. You have like one officer to every 100 inmates. How can one man control 100 men and make them do what they want? That's how we are in this country. The Most High said he has made us small amongst the heathen. He didn't make us small. We outnumber the sands of the sea. You know how he made us small unto the people of the heathen? He made us small by our knowledge, by our understanding. We are small amongst the heathen by our understanding of the laws, statutes, and commandments. They are less than we, but they control us. All you got to do is look at Washington, D.C. Look at Congress. There are more of them in Congress than those of us who are in Congress or the Senate. But they control the majority of us who are outside of those buildings. Who runs the country? How does this country continue to roll? It's because of us working in the workforce. It's because of us. The education system. We're trying to get these degrees in the education system to compete It's more of us than they are. But we got it in reverse in our brain that they control us. It's a mind game. I mean, when you watch movies like the zombies attack, the zombies always outnumber everybody else because they fight to win. They're hungry. They're trying to eat. Okay? They always overcome those who are trying to keep the zombies off of them. But we haven't got that mind concept yet. Verse 29, then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Most High your power which goeth before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. And in the wilderness, where thou hast seen how the Most High thy power bear thee, as a man doth bear his son, in all the way that ye went until ye came into this place. Let's read down to verse 38. And it reads, yet in this thing ye did not believe the Most High your power. It's all about belief. Who went in the way before you to search you out, a place to pitch your tents in fire by night, to show you by what way you should go, and in the cloud by day. And the Most High heard the voice of your words, and was wroth, and swore, saying, surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swore to give unto your fathers. Now, by the Most High saying this thing right here, so many other men died in the wilderness. There were so many men that died in the wilderness that the sons that were born couldn't even be circumcised. Think about that. The boys didn't even make it to the 8th day without seeing their father. The father was dead. That's how drastic it was for the first generation. Well, let me get that so y'all can see, because y'all might think I'm just talking. Let's look at the scripture. Let's go to Joshua chapter 5. Joshua chapter 5, verse 4. And this is the cause why Joshua did circumcise. All the people that came out of Egypt that were males, even all the men of war, died in the wilderness by the way after they came out of Egypt. You see that? The men was falling dead in the wilderness. Falling dead. I mean, some of them was getting killed by disease. The Most High was taking out some of them. We was going to war. A lot of the men was dying from that. The men was dying left from right. They was having babies, but they wasn't even living long enough to get their child circumcised. And you know we circumcised our boys on the 8th day. They weren't even making it to the 8th day. Verse 5. Now all the people that came out were circumcised, but all the people were born in the wilderness by the way. As they came forth out of Egypt, them they had not circumcised. Look at that. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness till all the people that were men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of the Most High, to whom the Most High swore that he would not show them the land which the Most High swore unto their fathers. And he would give us a land that floweth with milk and honey. And their children whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them by the way. Their daddies couldn't even circumcise them. You had a bunch of Israelites who weren't circumcised that were babies running around. The mamas couldn't do it. It was a law that only the males would circumcise the boys.
Unless it was an emergency, like during the time of Moses, when his wife Zipporah cut off the foreskin and threw it on on Moses' foot to save him from the angel killing him.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of little boys looking like heathens running around uncircumcised. So this is what I meant. Let's go back to where we were. Deuteronomy. Most High ain't no judge. Hey, when the Most High declare that we all gonna die, we gonna die. When he declared that we're gonna rise from the dead, we're gonna rise from the dead. Whatever the Most High says, it's gonna happen. Like in Psalms 82, he says, you are gods. That's right. I called you gods, but you're gonna die like men here in this place called Mystery Babylon. But all praise to the Most High for sending Yahweh Shai. We're going to be resurrected back on our feet to go into the kingdom. That's what's going to be different about this one. Let's go back to Deuteronomy, and where were we at? 35, Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 35. Surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land which I swore to give unto your fathers, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. He shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he hath tried. That's a trip because Austin Powers, you ever watch Austin Powers? The Most High did children of Israel like Austin Powers.
He's on fire.
All right, it's getting crowded in here. Everyone out. Everyone out. Come on. Not you, Scotty. Not you, number 2. Not you, Frau. Not you, gold member.
Not you guys back there.
Not you, henchman holding wrench. Not you, henchman arbitrarily turning knobs, making it seem like you're doing something.
He said, every one of y'all gonna die except Caleb and Joshua. Oh, praise. All right, so he said, I give the land that he hath trodden upon and to his children, because he hath wholly followed the Most High. Also the Most High was angry with me for your sakes, saying, thou also shalt not go in thither. We're going to stop here at 38. But Joshua, the son of Nun, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. So Joshua, or Yahshua, had an excellent spirit. But even with all that excellence, what did the Most High tell Moses to do? He told him to continue to encourage Yahshua. We get on these Shabbat classes and these conference calls for encouragement. That's the purpose of us coming here. Encouragement and to learn. We all need encouragement. Throughout the week, we deal with some foes all week long. We deal with problems all week long. We all need encouragement. And you can see it right here. Moses had to encourage Joshua. Very important. So these two men and their generation had the mind and the heart to do what was right in the sight of the Most High, Joshua and Caleb. Let's go to Joshua chapter 1. Out of all those men that perished in the wilderness, they made it. They got to get to their freedom. They made it out of Egypt, but they all died out of Egypt. There's a lot of funerals going on in the wilderness. Joshua chapter 1, I'm sure after a while Moses just said the same thing over and over, because it's just too many people. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Most High, came to pass that the Most High spoke unto Joshua. So Joshua was next up in line. Aaron, Moses' brother, had already been destroyed. The Most High killed Aaron, the high priest. So who's the next leader? The Most High is showing you right here is Joshua. In the very first chapter of Joshua, he tells you who Joshua is. So he spoke unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and the Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea, that's going into the Mediterranean Sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. That's huge. When you see the sun going down, you know how much land that covers? How much territory that covers? The Most High said, that's all yours. Wherever that sun is going down, that's yours. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Be strong and of good courage. Encouragement. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swore unto the fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. Now, to have courage, the only way I can explain courage to a lot of brothers and sisters today, because in order to have courage, you really got to go through something that's life detrimental. I mean, some sisters, some brothers may have been through some things, near-death experiences. To have courage is to get through that near-death experience. For a lot of people who haven't experienced anything regarding courage, if you've ever played sports, that's another form where I could say that you have to have courage to go out. You're playing against a mighty foe. You better not have any doubt going out there fighting against them, or you will lose. Okay? In order to win again, you got to have some courage. You playing football, and it's raining and storming, and you got to go out there and go up against a mighty foe, you better have some courage. You're going to take these dudes out.
I saw you on the football field. I'll take you out. I said, man, you too light in the ass, man.
Playing Baltimore, it's like, all right, listen, nobody's coming to town. It's spiritually, because the moment that you shudder or wink or have a shadow of a doubt, you're done.
There's nobody that was gonna blink. Eye contact was so crucial, because I used to look at people to see if you blink and if you wink and you shut them, I got you. That joke ain't never shut him.
I'm a machine, jerk! You carry my joke!
I hit Ray by accident.
Don't hit those big guys.
I thought I was gonna win because he didn't see me coming.
What happened to you?
I tried to hit Ray when he wasn't looking. Hey, I thought I got a good shot, but I failed. Something ain't right.
Because I used to look at people to see if you blink and if you wink and you shut them, I got you.
Well, this is how Joshua was. He went to war. He had courage. You cannot doubt at all. Soon as you blink, soon as you have some kind of little doubt and somebody staring at you, when somebody's looking dead at you in your eye and you blink, they got you. They got you. You're weak. And that's the way this is. This is the way the story goes. Being in the truth, you cannot blink. You cannot look away. If you look away, you show weakness. You cannot waver. You eat something that the Most High told you don't eat, that's a form of weakness. You say you don't want to keep the Passover? Weakness. You got to be determined in this truth. Joshua was determined. He had good courage. You got to have that courage. If you don't have it, you will fall. Be firm in this truth. That's why I tell all the brothers and sisters who are newcomers in this truth, do not waver. Don't waver. As soon as you waver, Satan got you. Okay? Remember what Yahushua told Peter? He said, get behind me, Satan. Peter was wavering, right? He was wavering. Saul wavered. He kept thinking about it. Well, we don't kill the king, then he promised us all this cattle and all these different things. He wavered. Once you start wavering, you start quadrupling on your wavering. You deserve to be killed at that point. You deserve to be taken out. And then when you read the New Testament, it doesn't really speak on that. But when you read the Old Testament, King David was taking people out left from right. In the New Testament, in the book of Acts, Ananias and his wife, they wavered. They didn't tell the truth concerning the property that they sold, and they lied, and they got taken out by the Most High. That's why I love this story about Joshua. Joshua never wavered. Up until his death, he never wavered. And this is the mindset that we all have to have. We have to stay determined in this truth to the end. Don't let anyone cause you to fall. No one. Okay? Joshua 1:8. Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. Trust me, when you say, oh, I'm not going to read the Bible today. It's Tuesday. I'm just tired. I ain't got time to read no verses. Satan got you. Got you. You got weak. Don't waver. All he's doing is making a profile for you. Like some brothers say, man, I didn't even have an Instagram account. Somebody made an Instagram account for me. You wavered. Somebody else is about to make a profile of you. That's what Satan does. He makes a profile on you. Put your name on there. He put your face on there. And he take that day, what's this, Tuesday? You didn't read the scripture? Okay, let me take this to the Father. I'm going to accuse him on this particular day, but I'm going to let it pile up. He didn't do it Tuesday. He turned around and do it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Man, he done wavered a whole 2 weeks. Let me take this to the Father and accuse him a little bit. And then somebody's little head start popping up. People that you never thought would come into your life, they start popping up. And the whole purpose is to take you down. Be careful in this truth. We ain't playing with no hocus pocus stuff here. This is real life episode stuff. Verse 8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage? Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Most High thy power is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. This is Joshua. This is the same man that says, me and my house, we're going to serve the Most High. He's giving you the codes on being prosperous. Don't waver at all. All praises. So, this is interesting to read about Joshua because he's teaching you about courage, Let's go to Joshua chapter 2 and verse 1. This is what he heard from Moses, Joshua. Joshua chapter 2, verse 1. And Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, go, view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into an harlot's house named Rahab, and lodged there. Now, we're not going to read this whole chapter. And it was told that the king of Jericho said, behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. All right, so this is talking about something that we all should know. We should already know about the story about Rahab, how she hid the 2 spies of Israel. All right, this is the land of Jericho. We've heard about this story before. All right, if you haven't, then you just need to read up on it. Let's drop down to verse 9. And she said unto the men, I know that the Most High have given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. Do you know this is a record of history? That you can actually find books from the past where nations fled because Joshua ben Nun came into the land. They didn't even bother to fight him. They just ran because they heard what had happened. It's just like over there in Russia and Ukraine. Putin came in, people were getting the heck up out of Dodge. They didn't even bother to fight. The men that's left behind to try to save that country, it's over. Verse 10, for we have heard how the Most High dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of the Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom you utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Most High, your power, he is the power in heaven above and in the earth beneath. All right, so most people are going to run when they see destruction coming their way. Let's jump over to verse 23. I just want to show you the fear of people when Joshua ben Nun came into town. When he came into town, people fled. They were shutting whole city doors at sundown, right, just to keep Joshua and them from coming in there destroying it. They were petrified, man. It was slow movement around the cities. And let's go to verse 23. Verse 23. So the two men returned and descended from the mountain and passed over and came to Joshua the son of Nun. These are the spies of Joshua. And told him all things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, truly the Most High have delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. This can happen in your life too. The unique quality of Yahweh or Yeshua, I want you all to see it in his faith and his determination. He had no doubt in his mind on what the Most High spoke to the Israelites, in no way or fashion. He didn't even give a slip of thought to his mind regarding the truth, not a slip. Go to Joshua chapter 4 and 14. Joshua 4 and 14. It reads, on that day the Most High magnified Joshua in the sight of all Israel, and they feared him as they feared Moses all the days of his life. So the Most High set him up. Joshua had courage of steel. Let me show you this real quick. Let's go to Exodus. Moses thought he was the only one going up in the tabernacle, right? Only Moses could go in there. Him and the high priest to talk to the Father in heaven. Did nobody else show up in there? But check this out. Let me show you how Joshua was. Joshua was no joke. Exodus chapter 33, verse 9. Look at this. Exodus 33, verse 9. And it came to pass as Moses entered into the tabernacle, the cloudy pillar descended. This is the Most High. He came out the sky, right? He descended down onto this tabernacle. Only Moses is in there. And stood at the door of the tabernacle. And the Most High talked with Moses. And all the people saw the cloudy pillar stand at the tabernacle door. All the people was outside looking in. And all the people rose up and worshiped every man in his tent door. The people were not in the tabernacle. And the Most High spoke unto Moses face to face, as a man speaketh unto his friend. And he turned again into the camp. Moses turned around and go into the camp. But his servant Joshua, the son of Nun, a young man, departed not out of the tabernacle. Joshua was standing right there. Moses thought he was the only one in the tabernacle. Joshua was in the tabernacle. That should tell you the determination of Joshua right there. He was not afraid. If Yahushua went on the Mount of Olives to pray to the Father, Joshua would have been right there with Yahushua. He wouldn't have fell asleep like the disciples. He would have been right there with him. This man was tough. This man lived longer than King David. He lived longer than King Solomon. He lived longer than King Saul, and still was ready to fight. At an old age, he was ready to fight. Let's go to Joshua chapter 14. This man had courage of steel. Joshua chapter 14, verse 8. Look at this. Joshua 14 and 8. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me, make the heart of the people melt. But I wholly followed the Most High my power. And Moses swore on that day, saying, surely the land whereon that thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children forever, because thou hast wholly followed the Most High thy power. And now, behold, the Most High hath kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, that's 85 years old. Even since the Most High spoke this word unto Moses while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. He's 85 years old. As yet, I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me, as my strength was then. Even so in my strength now for war, both to go out and to come in. So this is Joshua, 85 years old. He said that he still had the same strength that he had when he was a young man. It never left him because of his faith. You see all these people today, they trying to get these potions to stay young, and they're trying to do these workout plans to stay young. Not with Joshua. Joshua believed in the Most High. The Most High gave him strength, the same strength he had when he was like a 20-year-old. When he was a 40-year-old, he still had the same strength. He never wavered in his faith, not one time. He leaned on the commandments completely. You ain't going to get him to fall off the map by eating some ham. He'd probably look at you and slap you, back slap you. You know what I'm saying? This is the way we're supposed to be. This man had no fear. Okay? He feared the Most High, but he wasn't about it. If the Most High is going to strike him down, he's going to let him strike him down because that's who he believed in. I want to take us to another insert of Joshua. Joshua chapter 5, verse 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went, how many of y'all going to go to an angel that got his sword drawn? When you draw a sword, it's like taking a gun out of the holster, pointing the gun, and ready to hit that trigger. Okay? That's how the sword was drawn ready to strike. Joshua walked towards him. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversary? You ever see a lion? A lion ain't afraid of nothing. Ain't nothing. I've seen a pack of hyenas surround a lion, and the lion is still going at him. That's how Joshua was. He was not afraid of no one. Verse 14, and he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Most High am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth. That's the only thing that made him fall when he said, I'm captain of the host of the Most High. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my power unto his servant? And the captain of the Most High's host said unto Joshua, Loose thy shoes from thy foot, for the place wherein thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. Joshua knew what holy was. We're supposed to know what holy is as a holy people. When we hear the name of the Most High, we're supposed to know. We're supposed to test the spirits. Did Joshua not test the spirit of the Most High when he sent that angel? He stepped forward, tested the spirit to see if he was of the Most High. That's the determination that we got to have in this truth. Just like that. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 15. Do not waver. 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 7. 2 Chronicles 15 and verse 7. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. See that? Do not be weak. I don't care if nations are destroying nations. Do not vex your spirit on different things. Don't let this stuff bother you. Let's go to Galatians chapter 6. Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing. See that? Like I said, Tuesday you decided not to do anything. You was too tired to do something. You didn't even say your prayers. You ain't talked to the Most High all day long. You said, I'm just tired. I'm getting into bed. You got to say your prayers. You still got to show that diligence that you love the Most High. Whatever we do in word or deed, right? I read it again, Galatians 6 and 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Joshua never fainted. Even when he's 85, he's ready to go to war. See that? Proverbs chapter 4 and 23. Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. You're going to deal with all kinds of stuff. That's all we ask. I pray that y'all had a blessed week. I pray that you had a good week. The things that you desire, the Most High will give it to you. As long as you got your heart in the right place. As soon as you start breaking the law and you think it's okay, the Most High ain't going to give you nothing. He's going to turn you over to Satan. The Most High requires us to just keep the law, and then he'll put an excellent spirit in us. Let's go to Daniel chapter 5. All the testimonies that we read about Joshua, all that should encourage you. It should strengthen you. Daniel chapter 5, verse 12. Daniel chapter 5, verse 12. For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting of dreams, we have power to do that, and showing of hard sentences and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation. The Most High can give you the same excellent spirit. It's that inner man or that inner woman that the Most High is checking. Yeah, you keep the laws, statutes, commandments. You can wear your fringes. You can have your beard on your face. Women can have their hair covered. You can talk that talk. But it's that inner spirit that the Most High is concerned about. It's that inner spirit that could go either way. Does that inner spirit connect with the outer you? That's what's important. Can they both be together? Can they have the Israelite indeed spirit? That's what you want. You want to have that excellent spirit. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 8. That's the beauty of being in this truth, because when other people recognize that spirit and they're not in the truth, people are going to wake up based on what you present. You know what I'm saying? Some people will wake up to seeing what you got on. Some people will wake up to what you may have said to them. Some people may wake up by listening to a sermon. They're all little time shells. They may not wake up today, they may not wake up tomorrow, but they might wake up down the line, and they're going to remember that excellent spirit that you put forth. Do you understand when Daniel was breaking down the dreams of Nebuchadnezzar, everybody didn't understand what Daniel was telling them? Only Nebuchadnezzar understood. And now we understand because we're reading about it thousands of years later, and we have the breakdowns for it. But when he was breaking stuff down, everybody didn't understand. Even the Hebrews that were amongst Daniel didn't even understand the breakdowns that he was giving. But Nebuchadnezzar understood. Daniel understood. Shadrach and Meshach and Abednego understood. But that's just the way it is. It's for a later season for a lot of us to wake up. 2 Corinthians chapter 8. 2 Corinthians chapter 8. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 7. Therefore, as ye abound in everything, in faith and utterance, what we say, and knowledge, and in all diligence, and in your love to us, see that you abound in this grace also. See, we have to keep it all together. We don't know what's going to wake up somebody else. When confusion comes around and people don't know what to do, who do you think they're going to call? They're going to call you. Even if they're hearing confusion in the truth, who are they going to call? They're going to call somebody else that's in the truth. And this spirit, this excellent spirit, is what we require to be able to keep them narrowly on that path. Because everybody don't have the truth the way that you have the truth. Everybody don't follow the scriptures as the scriptures is laid out. Everybody don't understand the precepts. Some people have been in the truth for years and still don't understand, or let alone understand, don't even know what a precept is. They just know that they're Hebrews. All right? So we have to have that same determination as Joshua. Study the Bible, study the scriptures every single day. All right? He was a diligent man. The Most High never left him, but he was always with Joshua, always with him.
Let's keep reading. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 8. I speak not by commandment, but by occasion of the forwardness of others, and to prove the sincerity of your love. For ye know the grace of our Ha Ma Shayach, Yahushai, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich.
So Yeshua chapter 3, verse 7. And the Most High said unto Joshua, or Yeshua, this day will I begin to magnify thee in the sight of all Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. And thou shalt command the priests that bear the ark of the covenant, saying, when you are come to the brink of the water of the Jordan, ye shall stand still in the Jordan. So the Most High set up Joshua, Yeshua. He set him up to do what? To be the leader over Israel because of his diligence. He completed every task that the Most High set out for him, every single one of them. Let's go to Yeshua chapter 11. Yeshua chapter 11. And let's go to verse 15. Let's read to 18. And it reads, as the Most High commanded Moses his servant, so did Moses command Yeshua. And so did Yeshua. He left nothing undone of all that the Most High commanded Moses. And so Yeshua took all that land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountain of Yasharallah, and the valley of the same, even from the Mount Halak, which means the Mount of Kings, that go up to Seir, unto Baal Gad, in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Hermon, and all their kings he took and smite them and slew them. Yeshua made war a long time with all those kings. See that? So Yeshua was doing the Most High's work by taking out all the kings of the land. Not like Saul. Saul was not taking out kings like he was supposed to. Yeshua followed the ordinances of the Most High. Let's go to one more chapter of Yeshua. Let's go to the 24th chapter. This man was no joke. I mean, we've heard about the Samsons and the Ezekiels and the Elijahs. And this man didn't have no spiritual power like Ezekiel or Elijah or Elisha. He just had the faith. And the Most High said that he would go before him and fight for him. So he saw the hand of the Most High fighting for him. The whole time he never wavered. Yeshua chapter 24, verse 1. And Yeshua gathered all the tribes of Israel to Shechem and called for the elders of Israel and for their heads and for their judges and for their officers, and they presented themselves before the Most High. And Joshua said unto all the people, this saith the Most High of hosts of Yasharallah, your fathers dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nicanor, and they served other gods. And I took your father Abraham from the other side of the flood and led him throughout the land of Canaan and multiplied his seed and gave him Isaac. And I gave unto Isaac and Jacob and Esau, and I gave unto Esau Mount Seir to possess it. But Jacob and his children went down into Egypt. I sent Moses also and Aaron, and I plagued Egypt according to that which I did amongst them. And afterward I brought you out. So we're going to be plagued in this land too, just like our families was plagued in Egypt. This land is plagued. Artificial everything, artificial food, artificial marriages, artificial surgeries. This is a plague in this land. All this stuff is a plague, and we live off of plague. We live off of plagues. We can't live without the plague. A lot of us are on pills just to live longer. That is a plague. Everything that we experience here is a plague. Our money, we work for our money. It's everything. You name it. Just like in Egypt, it's the same thing. But the Most High got to get us out of this land. And going into the wilderness, a lot of people are going to die again. Hopefully, it's not like the last time. Because the last time, the Most High took everybody, whether they believed or not. This time, according to the scriptures and the prophecy, he's only going to take 1/3 of Israel, those that believe in the truth. He's making a change. He's doing something a little different this time. Okay? He wants only the believers this time, those who change, those who turn to the east of Jerusalem and repent. He's letting us see all these rumors of wars. He's letting us see famines, letting us see plagues. Look over in Africa. There's so many wars going on right now. Can't even count them all. Okay? We're continually fighting here about racism. It's about racism every day in this country. Every single day we fighting against racism.
Not only that, we are not even the progenitors of racism. Racism has been generally started with the Caucasian race against us. Those are the progenitors of racism. They've got the other nations on board to be just as racist as they are. That's where the cords of racism comes from. It's going to deteriorate this whole world. Racism, another plague.
Most of us just want to go to work, pay our bills, and just be okay. But racism takes a big part of our life. For what? For what reason? Why do we have to deal with this plague? We deal with plagues here, just like we did here. And the Most High is going to let us be the underdog to come out of this place because of it. He wants us to see all the stuff in accumulation. So when we get out of here, it's no shadow of a doubt that we were saved by him. No shadow of a doubt. We're going to remember all the things that happened in this place. As soon as you start telling your story in the wilderness about what you went through, you're going to have 100 other people telling their story in the wilderness about what they went through here. There'll be no shadow of a doubt that we came out of Egypt again. No shadow of a doubt. Let's jump over to verse 9. Let's start at 8 and work down to verse 9. And I brought you into the land of the Amorites, which dwelt on the other side of the Jordan, and they fought with you. And I gave them into your hand that you might possess their land, and I destroyed them from before you. Then Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, arose and warred against Israel and sent and called Balaam, the son of Beor, to curse you. We were being cursed. Everything. We winning, and people still cursing us while we winning in the wilderness. They supposed to be with us. They cursing us. We supposed to be the children of the Most High. They still cursing us. They ain't stopped. Let's read 2 more verses here. Let's go to 14 and 15. Now therefore fear the Most High and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served on the other side of this flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Most High. Brother said that he's going to call Thanksgiving Yahweh Shai Day. When in the scriptures does it say to worship Yahweh Shai? Okay? And why would somebody do it on a pagan day? Right? You putting a pagan for a pagan. They call Jesus Christ JC in Jerusalem. Right? JC. Because they don't believe in JC. Because they know that ain't the real Christ. That ain't the Ha Ma Shayach. Ha Ma Shayach is Yahweh Shai. But we do not worship the Ha Ma Shayach Yahweh Shai. Get that? Brothers don't even know that we're not supposed to worship him. Well, who are we supposed to worship? We're supposed to worship the Most High Yahweh. Don't set up another image as the Most High. Will he be the power on earth? Yeah, when the angels come down here, they're the power on earth. Revelation chapter 19. Let's go there So y'all can say, we don't worship Yahweh Shai, we worship the Father. Gotta go. We brought this out several times, but let's get it again. Revelation chapter 19 and 10. Revelation chapter 19 and 10. Revelation chapter 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. This was an angel. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yah. Did I say worship Yahweh Shai? No, it says to have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. We are to worship the Most High. Yahweh Shai is not to be worshipped for the 100th time. We are to worship the Most High, Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Okay? A lot of brothers who are calling themselves Hebrews worship Yahweh Shai. That's why brothers want to name a day called Yahweh Shai Day. Not about that. We have our feast days set up in Leviticus chapter 23. We have them already set up. So we're going to follow the Most High. As for me and my house, we're going to follow the Most High. Have that determination of Joshua. And with that, I'm going to end this class. I hope this class was a blessing to you brothers and sisters. To stay firm in your faith, in sincerity and in truth, in the name of the Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Ha Ma Shayach, Yahushai. All right. Are there any questions, statements, or comments?
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.